Mentorloop is used by organisations such as the Australian Olympic Committee and the Institute of Public Accountants, and is also being used by companies in the UK, US and Canada. I'm joined in the studio by CEO and co-founder Lucy Lloyd. Thanks so much for joining me. First of all, what are the benefits of having a mentor?
Well, we believe that the right connection can change your life. And so for my co-founder Heidi and I, we were having a glass of wine about 5 years ago, and both of us were in kind of that transitional phase that you find yourself, in your career, and looking for that, that Sherpa to take you by the hand and guide you through that transition. And so we thought, why isn't there a dating site for mentoring relationships where you can find that life-changing connection? And we realised that it didn't exist, and so we set out to build it. And so what we've built is a platform that organisations and communities can use to create an internal mentoring culture, which is fantastic for productivity, engagement and retention.
As I mentioned, it's being used by a variety of different companies and not just here in Australia. What are some of the benefits that they're seeing?
I think the companies that use Mentorloop, well, actually the companies that are going to win in the next couple of decades are the ones who focus on their people. They kind of say that people don't leave jobs, they leave managers, but people don't leave mentors. And so if you create that culture where people are kind of involved in these engaging reciprocal relationships, for both the mentors and mentees, it gives them a level of commitment to that organisation that they wouldn't otherwise have.
Finding a mentor is one thing, but actually keeping that relationship and that dialogue open is also difficult. How does this program help facilitate that?
That's a great question, because the matching is only half the battle. And so Mentorloop kind of acts as a mentoring concierge. So we help through kind of, software triggers and communications and resources, the mentors and mentees to keep this kind of progressive drumbeat of progress in their mentoring relationship, so they can refine goals, set goals, change them if that happens, and measure their own progress. So kind of like we use Fitbits for our, sports performance, Mentorloop becomes an app for your professional performance.
And we're seeing such a huge trend with all sorts of different businesses and industries turning to digital to help facilitate whatever it is that they're creating. Do you see the way that those younger generations that are entering the workforce is their preferred way to maintain contact with people?
Definitely. We kind of talk internally often about the Instagram generation. So they need it to be on their phone, they need to be always accessible, always on, and they don't have any patience for waiting for answers. But the other thing we observed with tech was that for so many years, tech has actually been removing skills from people as things are more and more automated, and removing the humanity from our relationships. So with Mentorloop, we're throwing that on its head. We're about putting the humanity back into relationships and putting skills back into people.
Right now, the company is used by organisations for within their organisation. Do you have plans to expand it?
We sure do. So, when we created it, we came up with it, it was the dating site example. We went for organisations first because we have these kind of controlled environments that we can use to refine the product and build a revenue stream. But over time, we'll gradually kind of break those internal silos down, and it will become something that any individual can use to access that life-changing connection.
It's really interesting what you've developed. Lucy Lloyd from Mentorloop, thank you.
Thank you.
We're checking the market before I head off, and it has lost all